Look at that color, deep red, intensely aromatic. Every spice roasted at the exact right moment, locked at peak aroma. And look at what this powder does to a piece of chicken, that crispy exterior, that juicy tender inside. This is not a store-bought powder, this is Amma's homemade chicken kebab premix, made from scratch with a roasting technique that no packet on any shelf can ever replicate. Stay with me. Namaskara. Every time you buy a kebab masala powder from the store, you are buying something that was ground weeks ago, maybe months ago. The aromatic oils have already gone, the color has already faded, and your kebab tastes like it. Today, Amma is making this kebab premix powder completely from scratch. Whole spices, roasted fresh, ground today. Make this once, store it for 6 months. And every kebab you make will taste just like it came from a restaurant kitchen. Let us begin. Here is everything you need. Amma is using this 1 teaspoon as her measurement reference for every single ingredient today. No confusion, no guessing. Every measurement you see is based on this 1 spoon. Watch carefully. 1.5 teaspoons of fennel seeds, somph. 1.5 teaspoons of jeera, cumin seeds. 1 teaspoon of shahi jeera, black cumin, not regular jeera, syahi jeera. 1.5 teaspoons of black peppercorn. 1 heaped teaspoon of stone flour or dagad fool. This is Amma's most important secret ingredient. The 8 to 10 green cardamom, 10 to 15 clove, 3 inches of cinnamon stick, 2 star anise, 1 full piece of javitri, mace, a small piece of jaiful, nutmeg, 3 black cardamom, 12 to 13 Badgi red chilies or Kashmiri red chilies for the deep vibrant color, and 3 bay leaves, tej patta. These are all the whole spices, keep them aside. 2 teaspoons of red chili powder, 2.5 teaspoons of coriander powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of black salt, kala namak, 1 teaspoon of dry garlic powder, 1.5 teaspoons of dry ginger powder, 1 heaped teaspoon of kasuri methi, 1 teaspoon of amchur or dry mango powder. And now the binding agents, the ingredient that makes this premix behave exactly like a restaurant marinade. 3.5 teaspoons of maida, 3.5 teaspoons of rice flour, 3 teaspoons of corn flour, 1.5 teaspoons of gram flour, that's besan. No restaurants will tell you this, but you know Amma, she reveals everything. Now the roasting. And this is where everything either goes perfectly right or goes wrong. Amma places a flat iron pan onto the flame and she shows you the flame. Look at that flame, the lowest setting possible. Not medium low, absolutely lowest. First into the pan, the Badgi red chilies. 15 to 20 seconds only. They darken fast, they burn faster. Watch Amma lifting them with the spatula. See that color deepening slightly? That is the exact moment. Now she takes the bay leaves and crushes them in her hand first. This releases the oil before they hit the pan. Now the stone flour joins them. Another 30 to 40 seconds on lowest flame. Constant movement, never stop. When the color deepens and the aroma shifts from the raw to warm and fragrant, they are done. Everything immediately onto a cold plate. Spread them out. The cold plate stops cooking. The aroma is locked. Same pan, same lowest flame. In goes the fennel seeds. Then the jeera. Then the shahi jeera together. Then the black peppercorn. Amma shows you the flame again. See it, still the lowest setting. She will never raise it, not once. Continuous movement with the spatula, never leaving it for a single second. 40 to 50 seconds, you can see the seeds swelling slightly, the color shifting, the aroma lifting off the pan. That warm nutty fragrance is your signal. Amma, lift that spice on the spatula, look at that color. That is perfect. Everything onto the same cold plate. Now the final roasting round. Same pan, same lowest flame. In goes green cardamom, black cardamom, clove, star anise, mace, nutmeg, cinnamon broken and added. And now watch this carefully, because this is the one thing most people have never seen done. Half a teaspoon of table salt added directly into the roasting spices right now into the hot pan. And it is the reason Amma's masala never burns and never loses its aroma. Salt does two things here that nothing else can do. It prevents the spices from burning by regulating the heat onto the pan surface, and it pulls the aromatic oils out of every whole spice and locks them in instead of letting them escape into the air. This is why Amma's premix smells more powerful and more alive than any store-bought powder you have ever opened. The aroma was locked in at the source. 1 minute on lowest flame, continuous movement throughout. Now, Kasuri methi and gram flour goes in. Keep mixing until the raw smell of the gram flour disappears completely. When it shifts to the warm and nutty, stop. Amma lifts the entire mixture. Perfectly done. But before anything leaves the pan, Amma pauses. She leans in and takes one long, slow inhale over the entire roasted mixture, and Amma approves. These spices are ready. Now everything onto a cold plate. Spread it over completely, and we wait. Every single spice must be completely cold to touch before it goes into the grinder. Hot spices create steam in the jar. Steam makes the powder clump. Clumped powder never grind fine. The cold plate stops the cooking, protect the color, protects the aroma. This is not optional. Patience here is what separates average kebab masala powder to exceptional masala powder. Amma places her hand on the spices, feel that cold to the touch. Every place. She lifts them in her bare hands, feels the texture, confirms that they are ready. Everything goes into the mixer jar. Grind to a complete fine powder. She opens the jar. Look at this. Look at that color, that deep vibrant red. Amma takes this in her hand, feels the texture, perfectly smooth, no grit. She says it herself, the entire kitchen is filled with this aroma. This is what no store-bought powder can ever give you. Ground today, used today at absolute peak. Now, Amma adds all the powder directly into the mixer jar with the ground spices. In goes maida, rice flour, corn flour, coriander powder, dry garlic powder, and the ginger powder. This is the red chili powder, turmeric powder, black salt or the kala namak, amchur or the dry mango powder. Close the lid. 3 quick pulses, 2 seconds each, just enough to incorporate everything evenly. Now open the jar. Amma takes the spoon, mixes from bottom to the top. Make sure every powder is distributed perfectly throughout. Look at the texture, look at that color. Deep red, perfectly smooth, evenly mixed throughout. This is better than anything sitting in a bottle on any shop shelf on any day, without a question. Allow them to cool slightly before transferring to the jar. Amma now adds everything into the clean, dry, airtight glass jar. She taps the jar gently to settle the powder evenly. Close the lid firmly. Stored correctly in an airtight container away from the moisture and away from heat. This kebab masala premix stays completely fresh and potent for up to 6 months. This is Amma's homemade chicken kebab premix powder, made from scratch from whole spices, roasted fresh, ground today, no preservatives, no artificial color, no compromise. Better than any store-bought powder every single time. 5 rules to always remember. 1. Lowest flame only, every roasting round not 1 degree higher ever. 2. Roast each spice group separately. They each have different roasting times. Together they burnt unevenly. 3. Add a half a teaspoon of salt to the whole spice roasting round. It prevents burning and locks the aroma inside the spice where it belongs. This one step changes everything. 4. Completely cold before grinding. Hot spices clump and never grind fine. 5. 3 quick pulses only for the final mix. Just incorporate and stop. Never over grind. These 5 rules Amma's perfect kebab premix every single time. That is Amma's complete chicken kebab premix powder from scratch from whole spices. With every secret she has been keeping in the kitchen for decades. Make this today, store it and come back next week, because next video this powder meets the chicken. Look at the char, look at that color, look at what it does when it hits the pan. Crispy on the outside, juicy and tender on the inside. Made entirely with this powder you just learn to make. In the next video, Amma shows you the complete chicken kebab recipe using this exact premix. You will not want to miss it. If this video helped you, share it with someone who has been buying kebab masala from a store their whole life. One share changed their cooking forever. Subscribe to Deepaks Kitchen, hit that bell icon and turn notifications to all. New recipe every Tuesday and Friday. Until we meet again in the next video, this is Deepak Kshatriya signing off and Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka, Namaskara.